Hi Gemini, it's Jen here from Tarot Spirit doing your February 2016 reading. I'm going to do 3 cards from the Steampunk Tarot for work, then 3 from the Crystal Visions Tarot for love, and then an angel card for some spiritual guidance. So let's just jump right in. So in your work category, first card is the King of Cups. He's a very emotionally mature man. He is not, the negative side of him would be a guy or a person, doesn't have to just be a man, but who is, is very aggressive, very angry, very defensive. He just is ruled by his emotions. He's, just flies off the handle or has, big swings in his emotions. But his good qualities is that he's emotionally mature, so he can deal with his feelings, he acknowledges his feelings, he can express his feelings, but he does so in a way that they are not in control of him. He acknowledges them, expresses them, but doesn't get taken away by them. So I think in the work position, this is saying to it's okay to state how you feel about things, but to do it in a controlled manner where your emotions aren't getting the best of you. Although, it's okay to show enthusiasm and to praise and to make people feel good. That's another thing this king would do in a business setting. He would lead by encouragement, not negativity. And everyone likes that type of leader. People just don't respond to negativity. I mean, I understand that you do have to constructively criticize people, but I think very few people are really comfortable in the leadership role, and I don't know if I'd even be good at it. I'm not judging. I think it's very difficult to carry out well, and I think very few people could do it without it's a skill that not many people have. The good side of this king, he does have that, and that's the type of energy you should emulate and bring into your work environment. Then we have the 8 of Wands. So this can be messages. It's fast moving changes and in your work environment. So it's kind of funny, even though you may have sort of set things in motion for this, it may happen so fast that even if it's something you want, you may be like, oh crap, it will feel like it's happening so suddenly and abruptly that it sort of catches you off guard, and you sort of have a little bit of, even though you may have wanted it, been like, oh no, you panic a little, like I'm not ready, just because of the sheer suddenness of it. But this card is always a positive card. So it's ushering change that will be positive. Let's see the other card before I say that, right? Oh, that's so funny. It is a more negative card. So this is the 5 of Pentacles. So this card usually means you feel like you're not getting the support you need. It's sort of what's the word? A poverty. What do I want to say? Consciousness. You're just sort of, is that what it is? Poverty consciousness. You're just sort of seeing the glass half empty and not feeling supported. And usually the lesson of this card, though, is that there is support right there if you sort of ask for it or look for it or accept it or open to it. So make sure that you're seeing the opportunity in this 8 of Wands, and that your negative thinking isn't turning something that's actually a very good opportunity into something negative just because it's sudden or it feels out of your control or isn't in the exact way that you were thinking it would happen. Be careful that you're not missing an opportunity, because I do feel that it's a positive change, a positive occurrence. And just to maybe keep your emotions in check and just give it a little time to settle in. And I think you're going to find out that it's quite a positive change once you have sort of had time to process it. So I think you should think that that's exciting. I don't want you to worry about it. Now let's go on to some cards in your love and relationships category. I've shuffled these, but let's give them a cut. Ooh, lots of lovey cards coming up from this deck. The Ten of Cups, the Happy Family card. Now, in this deck, the Two of Cups has two people, I think they're these people, together in the water. And now in this one, there's a child here. And the moon's full in the other one. And now I don't know if that's waxing or waning, but it's a crescent. So it shows to me passage of time, of cyclical situations. So it's just sort of the process of, it was just the two, now it's the three. And it's a very lovely card. They're waist deep in emotions and happiness, and their Two of Cups has blossomed into this family. My only caution with this card is that there's no such thing as a perfect happy family. And your idea, I like to call it like the happy life card, because your happily ever after may not even include getting married or children or anything like that. So make sure that you're not trying to keep up with the Joneses, and really figure out what you want, what makes you happy, and not what society tells you would make you happy. And that's your Ten of Cups. Lots of other decks have this card with like a castle in the background. I mean, I don't know who the hell lives in a castle, but it just shows a little bit that this is a little bit of a fantasy card, a little bit abstract. So make sure that your happy life card is what makes you happy. And it may not be a relationship, but it may very well be. So it's a very positive card. And the Ace of Swords. So this is new beginnings, like any ace, and swords is new thoughts. Aha. I mean, there's butterflies here. So it's a transformation, a shift in perspective and your thoughts that brings about transformation in your life in a positive way. Look at all these new butterflies, these new way of living, of approaching, of transformation. So this cuts away any emotional baggage, attachments that we have had to situations that have sort of filtered it and colored it and maybe lost some of the essence of it. And this cuts all of that away and gets down to the clearly, what is your happy family? What is most important? What are your priorities? And getting really clear on that. And the Moon card. So this tells me that in your love relationships, there is sort of a process taking place. Beginning, ending, things need to, all relationships go through different cycles. There's when you first meet, it's all exciting. Then there's sort of, the honeymoon period, and then you get sort of more comfortable, and that has a nice feel with, of true intimacy. And then maybe you get married, then maybe you have a baby, and all those things. And then maybe, for a while, it could be you feel like roommates, and then that could really make you think, is, what's happening here? Is that what I want? And maybe you're feeling a little emotionally confused about the relationships, or what you want, if you're single, what you want out of a relationship. I do think on some level those types of cycles are totally normal, but just not to ignore them, and talk to your partner is always, the best thing to do. Turn toward your partner and say, gosh, I'm not feeling it right now. Do you think, what about you? Is there how can we get that spark back? And if that type of conversation puts the relationship at risk, I think that's telling, because if you can't really discuss honestly how you're feeling or how you feel is going on, gosh, that's kind of a red flag potentially. If you are single, I feel like you're thinking a lot about what will make you happy and what you do want, getting clear on what you want. Um, and, you may realize this is sort of telling me that you may realize what you want maybe isn't what you've always thought you wanted. Like, maybe I don't want to get married. Maybe I do want kids. I didn't know I really wanted kids, but now I'm thinking maybe I do want kids. Things like that. Um, so I think for some of us, we are going to have, really emotionally positive time in our relationships. But I think for a lot of us, we're really going to be examining our happy family, our happily ever after is, and getting clear on that, which, I think is an absolute necessity to having this in your life. So sort of an internal month thinking about things. And then let's pick a card. Whoop, let me get them all out here. From, what is this? Daily Guidance from Your Angels by Doreen Virtue. So I hope everyone's having a good month, a good new year. Whoops, that one's coming out. Oh, child. So, maybe there is something to that child comment I made. You care deeply about children, and they readily respond to your love. All children, including your own inner child, require love, affection, and attention. We can clear and open your heart and schedule so that you can give more time and energy to the children who need you. So really putting children first. I don't think it's a coincidence that this card was there. And so, looking at the Ace of Swords too, new thinking, new way of thinking, that for some of you, obviously this is general, so issues around children may be more on the forefront of your mind than usual. Maybe your child, if you have children, require more attention. You're dealing with a situation in that way. So I hope this was helpful. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you at the next video.